Welcome to Carpe Analysis, the Trauma Diaries number 22. Just sit back with a glass of sweet tea and let's see how I did, and more importantly, how the ammunition performed. In this case, the first shot's going to be with Barnes TTSX 100 grain bullets, loaded by Druid Hill Armory into Starline brass that my buddy Denny provided for me. I'm going to be shooting it through a Lone Star Armory TX15 multi-purpose carbine enhanced. The second shot tonight is going to be with Factory Hornady SST 123 grain ammunition. In the previous video I said I wanted to try another quartering shot. I'd hoped to be a little bit closer than this, but this is the distance that I have. We're out there at about 135 yards. Alright, here we go. Looks like a quartering shot should be in the neck, but as it turns out, it's going to impact a little bit further back behind the neck. The hog is making noise. I'm going to shoot it a second time. This is a partially blind shot. I can see where the butt of the hog is. I'm going to try shooting forward of that in order to quiet the hog. And here I managed to hit the torso, which is what I wanted.
Brass Catcher by Tactical Brass Recovery.
The hog turned out to be a 200-pound boar. And I didn't have any trouble finding the wound channels. The first shot entered a little further back than expected. And the second shot produced this nice large exit wound. Now this is the entry for the second shot that I fired after the hog was down. Now these hogs are collected by the landowner from the field, so I'm not going to be able to do any major necropsy work. But I do want to try to recover the bullet, which I'm going to do with the Garrett Pro Pointer AT metal detector from behind the right ear. Here at the end of the bullet's journey, you can see the wound channel is not very impressive, but there is a permanent wound cavity there, and peeling back a little bit more skin, you can actually start to see the bullet that was recovered from right next to the back of the skull. And there's the bullet in the field. Of note, this is the first Barnes bullet recovered that was not recovered completely intact. As you can see, it is missing one of the petals. As noted previously, I didn't do any necropsy work, however it looks like the bullet entered the left side, probably went through a rib, then a lung, may have hit the spine, may not have hit the spine, then it crossed over and impacted the back of the skull, not penetrating the skull at the occipital bone. What I can tell you is that it got about 12 inches of penetration before hitting the back of the head. It seemed to have good weight retention despite having lost one of the petals, and more importantly, it expanded well. And here's where I'm going to have to eat my words from the previous video. The previous similar sized 200-pound hog had been shot at just 60 yards, and I'd finally gotten enough velocity out of the bullets to get good expansion, and so I thought I was going to need to be shooting hogs close to get good expansion. And here we have a hog being shot at 135 yards that also turned out to have good expansion with the Barnes bullet. I don't know what the deal is with that. It seems like they do need more velocity to expand well, but here's an example where I didn't have as much velocity and it still expanded fairly well. Looking briefly at the second shot with the Hornady SST 123 grain bullet, it entered the top of the back going through the thoracic vertebra, undoubtedly crippling the hog at that point. It apparently would have gone through a lung, possibly went through the heart before exiting out the side, breaking one rib in the process, with 13 inches of overpenetration. Carpe Analysis, my friends.